My name is Celeste, and I'll be your guide tonight. Let's drift into the clouds, together. I'm here to guide you on a journey that begins in the familiar comfort of solid ground and carries you into a realm where water becomes music, where time moves like honey, and where every breath draws you deeper into tranquility. Tonight, we're leaving behind the weight of your day, the tension in your shoulders, the endless loop of thoughts that have been cycling through your mind. Instead, we're stepping into a world where the only clock that matters is the rhythm of waves against weathered stone, where the only schedule is the gentle dance between tide and shore. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to feel the transition beginning. Your body is already starting to recognize the shift from the urgent pace of daylight hours to something altogether different. This isn't just another story you're about to hear. This is an invitation to travel without moving, to explore without effort, to discover a place that exists in that beautiful space between waking and dreaming. The peaceful harbor isn't just a destination we're visiting together. It's a state of being we're entering, a sanctuary your mind will learn to return to whenever you need refuge from the storms of daily life. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a cobblestone path that winds gently downward from where you are now. The stones beneath your feet are smooth from countless footsteps, worn into perfect curves that cradle each step you take. These aren't harsh, angular stones that jar your journey. They're like river rocks, polished by time and weather into something that welcomes your weight, that seems designed specifically to guide you forward with comfort and confidence. The air carries a freshness you hadn't noticed before, the kind of crispness that speaks of wide open spaces and endless horizons. Each breath feels cleaner, more complete, as if it's washing away not just physical tiredness, but the mental fog from too many lights and too many hours of thinking. As you walk along this cobblestone path, your body naturally adjusts to a slower pace. There's no rush here, no deadlines, no pressure. Your shoulders lower, your jaw relaxes. Even the smallest tensions you didn't know you were holding begin to melt. And as the path curves gently to the right, the sounds of the outer world begin to fade. In their place, something new. The soft whisper of water meeting land, the ancient conversation between sea and shore, subtle and timeless. This sound doesn't demand your attention. It invites it. It grows clearer with every step, syncing effortlessly with the rhythm of your feet, your breath, your heart. The path brings you to a spiral staircase carved into the hillside. The steps glow faintly with an inner light, like moonlight woven into stone. You place your foot on the first one, and immediately you feel it. Cool, smooth, grounding. A quiet stability rising through your feet, calming your entire being. Each step down deepens your sense of peace. The sound of water grows stronger, revealing layers. The bass of distant waves, the soft melody of ripples against stone, the tapping of rain on leaves. The air becomes richer, scented with salt, rain, seaweed, and something else. The smell of distance, of depth, of ancient peaceful silence. The steps curve and bring you through a natural archway, two leaning stones covered in trickling silver streams. You walk beneath them, and the world opens. Ahead of you, the harbor, still as glass, vast, embraced by arms of stone and time. This is no ordinary harbor. This is a sacred place, alive, gentle, dreaming. The water reflects the sky in muted tones of lavender, rose, and twilight blue. Islands float like punctuation marks in a sentence written by the sea. Some are crowned with glowing trees, others bare, like sleeping giants. The docks and bridges look grown rather than built. Everything here feels natural, organic, whole. You walk toward the water. The sand beneath your feet is soft and luminous, like powdered starlight. Every step feels personal. Every grain welcomes you. At the water's edge, you kneel. You see your reflection, but it's more than a reflection. It's the version of you that knows peace, the version that remembers stillness, the one that's been waiting beneath the noise. You breathe. The water shimmers. You exhale. The ripples echo outward, quiet, clean. The rain has softened now, becoming a fine mist that glistens like morning dew suspended in air. It dances in the light of the stars above and the harbor's gentle glow below. You are still resting, your body growing lighter with each breath, as if your very soul is beginning to float. And then, something stirs within you, a quiet curiosity, not the restless kind that pulls you from peace, but a childlike wonder that opens doors with ease. The harbor responds. Far across the water, beyond the small islands that dot the bay, you see faint glimmers. Lanterns, dozens of them, softly lit, swaying like stars that have chosen to hover just above the sea. They beckon you, not urgently, but with warmth. And though you haven't moved, you feel yourself traveling. Effortlessly, like a feather caught on a breeze of intention. You drift over the water, your form light as mist, your heart as calm as moonlight. The lantern isles rise to greet you. Each island is small, cradled in beds of silver sand and surrounded by lily-like flowers that bloom on the water's surface. In the center of each isle stands a single lantern, tall, hand-carved, glowing with a color unique to the moment. One flickers a soft amber, like honey warmed in the sun. Another pulses with quiet blue, the shade of forgotten dreams. Another glows pale green, the color of new beginnings. As you pass near each one, you feel something shift inside. One lantern brings a memory you didn't know you needed to revisit. Not to dwell in the past, but to forgive it. Another reveals a truth you'd buried beneath busyness, that your presence alone is enough. And still another reminds you of something beautiful. You were never lost, only waiting to return to yourself. The islands never ask you to stop. They let you float, to receive what you're ready for. And then, just as easily as you arrived, you find yourself being carried gently back to the harbor's edge. The glow of the lantern still lingers within you, and though you are back on the warm sands of the harbor beach, you are not the same as when you left. You are clearer, lighter, more whole. You lie back down, the stars watching over you like patient guardians. The sound of waves resumes its lullaby, and you rest. Not just your body, but the deeper parts of you too. Much later, or perhaps no time has passed at all, a deep sound begins to echo beneath the water, low, resonant, and impossibly old. It's not loud, it's soft and slow, but it travels through the water, through the sand, through the floor of your soul. It's the song of something ancient and kind. Beneath the harbor, far below even the glowing stones and pearl sand bottom, a presence stirs. The whale, not a whale like any you've seen, but a being born of peace itself. She moves slowly, her great form like a moving continent of calm. Her body glows in patterns that resemble waves. Her eyes shimmer with the light of galaxies. She doesn't rise to the surface. She doesn't need to. Instead, she sings, a song so deep it resonates with the marrow of the world. A song that speaks to the sleeping parts of you, the parts that have forgotten how to hope without fear, the parts that have grown quiet beneath the noise of life. Her voice speaks without words. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone. Rest. Her melody carries stories older than language, of still oceans untouched by storm, of stars that once fell in love with sea spray, of the long exhale that happens when nothing is expected of you. You feel the sound rise up from the depths, filling the harbor, washing over the beach, wrapping you like a blanket of vibration and light. And then you begin to hum with her, not aloud, but inwardly, your body, your spirit, resonating with the same tone. It's the sound of being held, of surrender that doesn't mean defeat, but peace. The whale drifts beneath the harbor, her presence steady and slow, a guardian of rest. And even as you begin to fade into sleep, you know she will be there, swimming in circles beneath your dreams, holding space. Her song doesn't end. It continues as your thoughts dissolve, as the last of your tension melts, as your breath becomes so soft that even the stars seem to lean in to listen. You are no longer a guest in this harbor. You are part of it. Sleep now, with the glow of the lanterns inside you, and the song of the whale beneath you. The night is deep, the harbor is eternal, and your soul is safe. As you rest upon the warm sand of the harbor, lulled by the breath of the waves and the hum of the ancient whale beneath, a new sensation begins to rise. Not a pull, but a gentle invitation. It comes not from above, not from across the water, but from below. There is something waiting beneath the harbor floor, not hidden, not buried, just waiting. You feel your body becoming lighter, as though gravity itself is softening its grip, allowing you to sink, not down, but inward. The sand beneath you yields like silk, like cloud, and suddenly you are descending, not falling, but floating downward through the water. The harbor does not resist. It cradles you as you pass through its mirrored surface into a world of light and stillness. Below the harbor lies a submerged garden, glowing with impossible beauty. This is the garden beneath the sea, a place only accessible through deep rest and deep trust. The water around you is warm, thick with shimmering particles that move like golden snow. Plants of bioluminescent blue and soft green sway slowly in the current, their tendrils long and flowing like dancers caught in a dream. There are coral trees here, tall and soft, not rigid, growing in slow spirals of pink and lavender, their leaves shaped like stars. Glowing jellyfish the size of your palm drift past, their bodies pulsing with gentle light, their movements unhurried. You drift through the garden without effort, guided by nothing and everything. In the center of this radiant space is a stone circle, a shallow bowl of polished rock where light pools like water. Within it, petals float, each one a color you can feel more than name. They pulse softly with emotions long forgotten. Peace, joy, wonder, forgiveness. As you enter the circle, the petals begin to gather, forming a soft bed beneath you. You lie back and feel every part of you soften. The petals hold you, not your weight, but your worries. Above, the surface of the harbor shimmers far away. Below, the garden breathes around you. And inside, you begin to remember that you are allowed to rest, that stillness is sacred, that healing is not something you chase, It's something you return to. The garden does not need to speak. Its silence is enough. You close your eyes, and for a while, you become the garden. Rooted in peace, moving like water, blooming in stillness. Later, or perhaps earlier, it doesn't matter. You return to the surface, carried gently by currents of calm. The harbor welcomes you back like a breath returning home. The stars are still above. The whale still sings below. And on the distant edge of the harbor cliffs, something glows. You walk toward it slowly, your steps quiet, your mind open. There, tucked into the cliff face, is a structure unlike the others. A round chamber of carved stone, lit from within by a soft golden light. You enter. Inside is a great clock, suspended in the air, but motionless. Its face is smooth glass, with no hands, no numbers, just rings of golden light that pulse outward like ripples in still water. This is the clock without time. It does not measure hours or minutes. It holds moments. You sit beneath it, and as you do, something within you begins to align. Not with any schedule, but with something older, your own natural rhythm. Memories pass through you, not as thoughts, but as feelings. Moments where you rushed, moments where you felt behind, moments where you questioned your pace. And slowly, the clock offers you another way of being. You see that growth is not linear, that healing isn't on a timeline, that your journey has always been right on time. The rings of light expand above you, slow and radiant. Each one holds a truth. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to begin again. You lie back and look up at the glowing ceiling. It shimmers with constellations you've never seen, but somehow remember. You breathe in this truth. There is no behind. There is no race. There is only rhythm. And yours is perfect. The harbor has always known. The whale has always known. Now, you remember too. Outside, the waves continue their song. Inside, your breath slows, and the clock without time pulses quietly above, keeping the rhythm of rest. You are timeless now, held in the arms of the sea, at peace in the harbor beyond thought, and sleep rises within you like the tide, soft, sure, and full of light. Not far from the harbor's gentle shore, a tall structure rises from the stone, elegant and slender, reaching into the night sky like a silent sentinel. The lighthouse of listening. It doesn't blink with warning. It doesn't spin or sweep. Its light is constant, soft as moon milk, and it hums. A frequency so quiet you feel it more than hear it. It sings in the language of inner knowing, the kind that whispers only when the world has gone quiet. You approach its base slowly. There's no door, only a curved opening in the stone. Inside, a staircase spirals upward, made of smooth driftwood planks, polished by hands and wind and time. You begin to climb, but it doesn't feel like effort. Each step is light. You are rising and tuning. As you ascend, your thoughts begin to fade into silence, and something else rises to the surface. The quiet voice you forgot was there. It doesn't speak in full sentences. It speaks in truths. I am enough. I don't need to rush. I already know. The higher you go, the clearer it becomes. You pass windows carved into the stone, each one glowing with a soft amber light. Beyond each window is a moment from your life, held in stillness like a painting. Moments where you listened, moments where you ignored the noise, moments where your inner voice tried to speak and waited. At the top, a round room waits, silent and bathed in light. The walls are covered in shells, each one resting in a hollow of smooth stone. Each one carries a voice, a phrase, a knowing. You reach out and touch one gently. It opens like a flower. A soft sound rises. You are not broken. You are blooming slowly. Another shell speaks. You already carry what you're looking for. You don't need to understand all the words. Your body does. Your breath does. Your soul remembers. The light above you pulses, gentle, wide, radiant. It doesn't flash or change. It simply is, like you. You sit beneath it and close your eyes. And for a long, long time, you listen to yourself. And what you hear is peace. As you descend the lighthouse, your heart softer now, you follow a narrow path that winds along the cliff's edge. The trail is lined with low, glowing moss. Each step you take lands quietly, effortlessly. Eventually the path opens into a cove, hidden, sacred, still. Floating over the water are platforms made of driftwood, gently rocking, gently glowing. Upon them rest shelves, and upon the shelves, books. This is the driftwood library. There are no walls, only mist, only moonlight, only memory. The books hum faintly, not loud, but enough to feel. They drift slightly in the air, as if weightless with wisdom. You reach out to touch one. It floats into your hands. Its pages open slowly, not with words, but with feelings. You remember the quiet morning you gave yourself rest, the brave breath you took before trying again, the calm that found you when you let go. Another book floats near. It glows with a dream you once had, not to make you wish for it again, but to remind you of how vividly you once believed. You sit at the edge of the platform. Your legs hang loosely above the gentle water, and the books continue to arrive. Each one holds something you've known, something you've survived, something you've become, and you begin to see yourself differently, not as someone lost in time, but as someone gathering pieces. You don't need to carry all the books. You don't need to memorize every page. You just need to know they exist and they belong to you. The sea laps quietly against the wood, and your breath settles into the rhythm of soft remembering. Tucked behind the cove is a veil of vines. They shimmer with dew and part without resistance. Behind them waits a single stone doorway. You pass through gently, as if entering a breath that the world forgot to exhale. Inside is a round chamber, still, sacred, alive. Rain falls here, but not the way you've known. It floats downward slowly. So slowly, it looks as though time itself has slowed to a sigh. Each droplet hangs suspended in golden light, like a memory unspoken, like forgiveness not yet named. You step into the room. The rain welcomes you. You walk through it without being soaked, only softened. Each droplet brushes past you with care. You feel them in your chest, your shoulders, your palms. Each one seems to know what you're holding, and each one gently asks, "May I help you let this go?" You do not have to answer aloud. The rain already understands. You move to the center of the room and sit. The moss beneath you is soft as a lullaby. Above, the droplets shimmer and spin. This is the room of rainlight, a place of quiet release, a place where no answers are needed, only presence. You sit, you breathe, You allow, and what leaves you does so kindly, without a word, without a trace. Only peace remains. You could stay here forever, but you won't need to, because what you found here now lives within you. Eventually you rise, slowly, not because you must, but because you're ready. You pass once more through the veil of rain light. The droplets trail across your skin like blessings. Nothing is rushed here, not even your leaving. Outside, the harbor is quieter now. The lanterns float nearer. The whale's song has become low and distant, like the memory of something you'll never forget, something sacred. You walk back across the glowing sand. Each step is light, steady, without effort. You're not walking away. You're walking deeper into stillness that moves with you. The spiral steps appear again, but they no longer feel like steps to climb. They feel like affirmations beneath your feet. You are calm. You are whole. You are safe. Each step lifts you gently, back up the path, back toward where you began, but you are not the same. The cobblestone walkway greets you like an old friend. The breeze here is soft as the touch of leaves. The sky above holds a different quality now, still vast, still star-filled, but it feels closer, more intimate. You pause at the top of the path. Behind you lies the harbor, still breathing beneath the sky. The lantern aisle still glowing, the whale still drifting. The lighthouse, the garden, the clock, all still there, all within you now. You take a breath, not because you need air, but because it feels good to breathe without worry. You close your eyes one final time. You feel your body, soft and safe. You feel your breath, calm and deep. You feel the world, quiet and holding you gently. And you remember. The peaceful harbor was never just a place. It was always a part of you. A rhythm your spirit already knew. A sanctuary that lives inside your stillest moments. So now, you rest. Let go of the day that came before. Let go of the thoughts that don't belong in your sleep. Let go of everything, except the peace that's waiting for you in this stillness. The harbor will hold you through the night. Its light will cradle you. Its rhythm will rock you. And when the morning comes, you'll carry its peace into the day ahead. Quiet, steady, whole. Because now you know how to return. Now you remember how to rest. And now, you are here. Exactly where you're meant to be. Sleep. Softly. Deeply. Completely. Good night.